Hello peeps, this is our Good Vibrations reading for the week of August 7th, 2016. So I really get a sense with this Sabian symbol we've got this week, Cancer 13, a hand with a prominent thumb is held out for study. What I got out of this is that it's about the I am. It is your will that's stepping up this week. And as I said in the description, I was really caught by, I read Eat, Pray, Love, and oh wow, what a book. And the movie was great too. For those who haven't seen it, I do highly recommend both the book and the movie. What I was really struck by, and I'm still fixated on it for some reason, is choosing a word that best describes you at this point in your life. It's kind of a defining word of where you're at. It encapsulates everything. And to know that we have a word that defines us right at this moment, as well as many moving forward. And so even though those change, it's the fact that at each time when you're ready to step into a new word, it is a sense of this energy building. And that's what I feel like we're in this week. We're still in the Leo energy, really beautiful, really big, really bold. Fire, fire, fire. And just know that there is this rising tide. I don't know if you can feel it in your own life, but this sense of like everything sort of boiling up and there being a lot more intensity. And what I want to say based on this symbol and what I've just shared about the word is I feel like we're stepping into a new word. I feel like this is a shifting point. Tomorrow will be the Lion's Gate of 8-8 energy. That is all about Scorpio. It's very intense. It's at the guttural, raw level. It's transformational. It's deep. There's nothing surface about this. We have other times of the year when we can kind of glide along and we're just sort of making our plans and we're doing our thing. And that's not this week. I feel like we are stepping into this new defining word for ourselves. So my question when you picked a card set for this week, was think about what word defines you at this time. And I would encourage any of you, whether you're seeing this on YouTube or on Facebook, if you feel led to, if you want to, I would encourage you to share what that word is for you. But these readings, I'm going to get a sense. Again, these are general readings, so this is hitting a lot of different people. So it's not real specific, but I'm going to get a sense of the word for you based on the type of the card set that you picked as to what is shifting. What part of your character? It's our character that gets us through this life. And our character kind of reshapes itself. It becomes more molded as we go along. We're kind of an open book when we're babies, and then we get more sculptured, I want to say, by our situations, by the choices that we make, the people that we meet, the way we choose to look at our world, the type of work we do. All these things help to shape us like a fine sculptor. And we can change that anytime we want. Remember, there's always free will. So what part of your character is stepping forward this week to really embody that I am? Very powerful, because there are intense energies right now. There's a lot of people who are upset and kind of flying off the handle, or world events that leave us confused and like, why is this happening? Or tragedies in our own personal lives or people that we love. And we want to bring understanding, but really what I'm going to encourage, my mantra, my goal in my work is to offer you messages that bring you a sense of calm and like bridging these energies between being so laid back that you just don't even care and you let the world have its way with you, and then an energy of being totally panicked and what am I going to do, and I want to save everybody, and well-meaning but not real productive. I like to be the voice of the bridge between those two and finding a balance. Steady the ship, because the more we contribute to either one of those dualities, we're not really making any forward progress. We're just continuing to be in this world of dualities. And we really need stability right now. We're seeing that in our world, in our election system, elections going on in the US. There's so many signs that we need some stability, okay? So that's always my message to you is what's going to bring stability. And that Leo energy, we all have Leo energy within us. There's something within your will, within your character, that wants to bubble up in order to bring some sense of steadiness and balance. Because anything in excess or totally cutting something out, it's just not a healthy pattern. It really needs to be a mix of everything. So let's bring the best we got this week, and let's get into what those messages are for each of us. So this was the first card, was from the Mary Magdalene deck by Tony Carmine Salerno. And you get the Gaia card. This is about grounding. Definitely grounding. The trees here, they almost just melt into the earth. And you have a part of your character that brings grounding to other people when you choose to live that way yourself. The best gift you can give everybody around you, and especially to yourself, is when you remember that Gaia, the earth, has your back, and you can always return to center by doing some type of a ceremony to bring roots down through your legs, through the bottoms of your feet, and into the center of the earth. I like to recommend wrapping those roots around the center of the earth 3 times. And notice what you see at the center of the earth. I find that to be important as well. But when you are grounded, the sun shines. That's what I get when I look at this. That beautiful Leo energy of love and security and creativity and joy, it just shines. But you have to be grounded. So again, I'm going back to chaos energy of like wanting to help everybody and wanting, running around like our chicken with the head cut off, or just being too blasé and not really caring and what power do I have over any of this. You have a lot of power over your own life, over your own being, this big energy sphere that is you. And other people who encounter you really benefit from your sense of balance. I'm not going to say that that's the word just yet, because let's look at the companion card. I, honest to God, did not look at these ahead. All right, I balance my masculine and feminine sides. And there's that sun and the moon. I know the sun to be masculine energy and the moon to be feminine energy in my beliefs. And I will read the back of the card for you. The masculine and feminine parts of me are in perfect balance and harmony. I am at peace and all is well. So without even getting into masculine and feminine, consider what I just offered there before. Chaos energy. Oh my God, panicking about things, wanting to fix everything, or being too laid back and what power do I possibly have, and I might as well just let everything just take care of itself. Neither of those are quite right for you. You've got to be somewhere in the middle to really stand in the power that is this word, and it's got to be balance. for you. It's the fact that this is kind of a superpower that you're uncovering right now for yourself, is a sense of really knowing, when do I need to take inspired action to make something happen, and when is it better for me to shift back, just slightly back on my back foot, instead of being on both feet. I just shift back and I allow my front foot to just have a break for a minute. I'm not in a stance to go forward. I'm just taking a break. I'm observing what's happening to inform myself before I take the next step. It's those mix of those two energies, knowing when to come off that back foot and when to come into both feet on the ground, moving forward, not even just standing there, but quickly taking those steps to move forward. This is where you're at. And this is what you're coming into. This energy is being, that part of your character is wanting to come forward for you, knowing that you have that skill, and that as you use it, you become just completely exemplary for the rest of us. It's so important, because many people are in this place of one side or the other, and really the right and true place is in the middle. And people can say that you aren't making a decision, you're being whiff-waffly. You're just taking the best of all. You know, you're taking the best parts of all of the sides and creating something that's completely new by doing that, because you have the wisdom from both sides. This is why in an astrological chart, I believe, my understanding for me is that oppositions within a chart, planets opposing each other, represent superpowers when you can be right in the middle, because they cross over the center, which is you. You hold both of those. And when you have those opposing forces, you can use both of them to your advantage. All right. The second card was from The Way of the Horse deck by Linda Kohanov. Now this is the only card I did look at because I love to read you the descriptions. Here we go. Promise is the name of this card. Auspicious beginnings, conscious birth, nourishing new life. A chestnut mare nuzzles her foal, nickering softly. Her newborn feels the promise of his long legs, his first instinctive thought, to stand. The gift, equine birth, is an accelerated experience filled with moments of power, choice, and expanded awareness for mother and child. When we cultivate new beginnings in our own lives, a healthy dose of horse wisdom helps us move beyond our limitations. The challenge, nurturing life without manipulating it, is a fine line many people cross. So you, my friend, you are moving into this place that I feel you're coming into your own power. You're noticing that you can start taking steps in a direction that may feel completely new, but it doesn't matter. You don't need the backup of anybody else. So, I really feel your word is beginnings. And those who know me personally know I'm a huge Chicago fan, the band. And that's the song I'm hearing, is their song Beginnings. And to see this, beginnings can be very scary to people. It can feel like, oh my God, my legs are so wobbly, how I'm seeing this horse, and how am I going to do this? And then you start walking forward, and the more that foal walks, the stronger those legs become. Stronger, surer, every step of the way. All four legs. Okay, and mother is there, but you've had your mothering phase. You've had your nurturing phase. This is a time of you building up new muscles within your being, within your soul self. That's where the legs are, is within the soul self, becoming part of the everyday human that you are. That soul self is integrating, and there becomes this part of you that's it's hard to say with this being a general reading, but you can see the world in a completely different way. Or you can start going in a direction that you never thought you would go in, but you're just headed. And it's going to feel wobbly at first. But the thing is there's still, it's the most anticipated, energy-filled time that there is. The birth of a new foal, the birth of a new baby, so many possibilities. And when you watch a foal, when they really get going and they're sort of jumping around and they're switching directions every which way, you may find that you do that. You may start going down a path and like, oop, nope, I'm going over here. And it's like people who are watching you, you're sort of hopping around like this cute little foal that I've got in my brain right now. And that's okay. It's totally okay for that to happen, because that shows that you're juiced up enough now to take that next step, to go to that place, to make those decisions and to learn along the way, and to have that nimbleness of, yes, fresh new legs, but really being able to still move forward in a really exciting new way. And the nimble part, you're able to switch quickly. If the feedback you're getting doesn't match up, drop it, switch, go the other way. There's a sense of non-attachment that I'm getting with this. A foal doesn't care, whatever is happening, and it is sort of, kind of bouncing about. And it takes a while to break that horse into what we consider acceptable horse behavior. And so you're not there. How lucky. So whatever feels new for you, keep it new and light and fresh and nimble. Okay. Nimble. It's nimble and beginnings. I mean, those two really. But nimble feels important. It keeps coming up. I'm going to read the other card here. I turn every experience into an opportunity. The back of this card reads, each problem has a solution. All experiences are opportunities for me to learn and grow. I am safe. So that's what I was saying before. You've had the nurturing. It's almost like self-nurturing, really. I don't see another person as offering this. It could be, but you've had your nurturing time. You've had your build-up time. And now it's those first steps. And knowing that as, thinking about a foal, the more they experience, the more they learn. It's the same with a human baby. The more, every time they get up on those feet and start to take those wobbly first steps, they learn what that momentum feels like. If they're going too fast, boom, right on the face, If they're not moving forward and they're staying still too long, boom, right on the bum. They have to learn that mix. And it sort of relates to that first card that I said, either you're back to, you're on your back foot, letting your front foot take a rest, or you're forward and you're like ready to engage like this, or for you who chose this card, you're in a place where the feet are just moving. And please stick with that energy. I feel like that nimbleness and beginnings. So you get 2 words. But nimbleness feels important because know that you can switch gears anytime at all that you're ready. It's within your power. Okay? Beautiful. All right. Our last card is from the Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides deck. And here we have Cardinal. For those of you who have loved ones, very special loved ones who have passed, this could be a message from them. For a lot of us, the red cardinal does often indicate a loved one coming through. It says, the polarities of your spiritual pursuits and physical pleasures are out of balance, so do whatever necessary to bring them back to equilibrium. What I get here is particularly, I'm drawn to the color. So red is the fire energy. That is our get up and go. That is our in your face. It can be a very spiky part of ourselves, but it's action oriented, very vivacious, very passionate, warrior like when it needs to be, but fun loving too. Okay? And then I'm looking at this blue. So for me, those two colors are what feel like the balance point that is looking to come forward. The blue is definitely the water suit, which is the emotional self, the intuitive self, that soul self. And it is completely surrounding this red. And it's kind of finding the balance for you between the action and setting your boundaries, I want to say. Setting your boundaries, which takes some that's fiery energy to make that happen, because it requires action, and it requires, I mean, usually we're setting our boundaries with other people, so it requires this, speaking out and saying what you're comfortable with and what you're not. And that can be a tough balance when you who chose this card are incredibly intuitive people. Water feels like a comfortable place for you. And earth is what surrounds it all. That's the green here. So the earth energy does not play into this message as much as the water and the fire, because those two don't really get along. Water can put fire out, and fire can really heat up water in a quick hurry, and make it very unstable and bubbly, and oh my god, everything is I'm boiling on the stove top, if you will. And so it's trying to find that balance between taking the action and being able to allow. That's what I get the equilibrium is about. It's that, oh boy, the word just went into my head and it quickly went back out. It's finding your rhythm. There it is. It's the rhythm. It's finding where is it that I'm going to push forward, and where is it that I'm going to allow the universe to kind of care for me, because that feels like a natural part of you that you might be very open to seeing, what the universe has to offer, and seeing the gifts of your whole life, and being able to look back and see how all the events of your life have led to this amazing being that you have become. And there can be that where the universe just keeps dropping things in our path. But the fire energy is needed because it's where we take that inspired action and we just put ourselves out there. And we just say, nope, you know what? I need to set a boundary here. This is not okay with me. I want this, and I'm not getting it, and you're not understanding me. This isn't working. I don't like the way this feels. I don't want to live like this. Whatever it is, I'm getting on a specific track here that's coming through, but there is a sense of groundedness with this. It makes me feel like it's in the home, because the bird is sitting on this branch and kind of overlooking the landscape. And I do feel like it is home-based and about security, and just knowing that you can speak up, you can set a boundary. I feel I'm a big water person. This actually is the card for me this week too. But this is the water person has a really hard time, generally speaking, setting boundaries and being out there and saying, no, I'm not okay with that. No is can be a hard word to say to the people that you love and care about most. So it's trying to find that balance, it's trying to stick up for yourself in a way. This is the energy this is the shift that you're moving into, is finding that rhythm between the fiery self and the beautiful, natural, watery self, which is emotional and intuitive and nurturing and kind and compassionate. But there's just as many gifts with fire. There is passion, there is go-getter kind of energy. There's a lot of energy in general. Whereas water can be kind of stagnant at times. Fire, it's why to build fire energy, they do recommend exercise, actually speaking out, like when you're at a restaurant and the food is not to your liking, or it's not hot enough, or your coffee's not hot enough, when you go to Dunkin's or something, speaking up and saying, excuse me, this is not to my liking, can you please fix this issue, whatever it is. It's speaking up, it's speaking for what you need, because water people are not always great at that. We're very go with the flow. That's what where that phrase really relates to people who are high in water, the water element. And I do feel like that's the balance, is speaking up for what you need, that rhythm, that is your word. What do you need versus being the kind, compassionate, so nurturing self that you are. Again, like I said in the beginning, get the best of both worlds. Get the best of both. You know, incorporate all of it. Because then you get the full spectrum, if you will. You get everything. We think about the rainbow starting with the red and going down through the purple. You want all of it to get the whole scene playing out in front of you, and really within you too. So the companion card is, my home is a peaceful haven. I swear to you, I did not look at these. It may seem like it sometimes, but the card says, I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner, and my home lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. And there are these red roses along with all of these blue. There's a blue teapot, there's a blue teacup, and the red roses are in a blue vase. Red, blue. There we go. That's our confirmation. That's what we're talking about, is the combo of those two, and where the rose is seen as perhaps one of the most beautiful flowers. And fire can be beautiful. So even with the people around you, this can be about kicking up your own fire, but also you're going to notice, I'm speaking generally here, there's going to be more fire kicking up with everybody, because we have a lot of fire in our skies right now with power player planets. So yeah, those home fires are burning, and it's okay, because your gift is to keep that peaceful haven feeling. You know, nothing does a fire as good as, you know, dousing it with the water. When a fire is burning out of control, you need the water, and that's your gift. So really find that rhythm. Always know that you've got that water base, and you can help with these fiery energies. So two things for you. You can help with the fiery energies just within the collective and within your own home, but also see it within yourself. Your fire might be getting kicked up, and to allow that alongside with your beautiful watery self. Have both, because then you see the beauty, like the flowers in the flower pot. You get the best of both worlds. All right, rhythm. That's what I think your word is. So everybody, I hope that's helpful. And until next week, I wish you good vibrations. Bye-bye.